Welcome back to One Non-Blonde. I'm your host, Kim, and today I've got the cast of Hell Week. I've got Garrett and Jennifer and Taryn and Miss Lily. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you so much for having us.
I am so excited because I know this is an important film and a great message, and I'm honored that you asked me to help kick off your launch of this.
Jennifer is muted, sorry. Yeah, we're super excited to be on. I've been wanting to be on the show for a while. Things just didn't work out that way, but I'm glad we got to, sit down and make this happen. So.
Yes. So tell me about the film.
So Hell Week is a feature-length film now, and it's produced by Miss Jennifer down here, and it stars all four of us, and it follows the Reeser family. And Kai during his mid-20s. He's kind of just sailing through life, kind of just sitting and self-loathing. And they haven't heard from Jason, their older brother, which is Garrett, in 2 years. And, I'm not going to spoil anything, but, they haven't heard from him in 2 years. And then Lily, Kelly, Lily's character over here, basically says Jason's coming home, and Kai's like, well, shit. So Garrett, Jason, basically puts Kai through a week of Hell Week military training to try to get him back in shape and try to get him back on a better mindset, because Jason is a Navy SEAL. So he puts him through some pretty extreme training.
I was going to ask, now, Garrett, you look like a Navy SEAL.
Well, I wasn't quite. No, I was actually in the military for 12 years. I did a lot of training to become a PJ in the Air Force, and I also did training to become SF in the Army, although the way things worked out, my unit lost paperwork, so that never happened. However, I have gone through the training, and I've been in combat. I have gone through a lot of things where, I've experienced firsthand the rigors of combat. So.
Well, I appreciate you, and thank you for your service.
No problem.
So this movie is kind of like a coming of age, but also addresses PSTD and suicide awareness as well, right?
Yeah. The main focal points we're doing with this movie is we are addressing suicide in young adults, suicidal thoughts and tendencies, with conforming. Kai is early 20s, so coming into his new life and responsibilities. So you can find a trend in young adults with suicidal tendencies, and then also more importantly, veterans that have PTSD. Coming home from war, being home, situating into new things, stuff like that. So Garrett is going to help me write for the veterans with PTSD. He's a great writer, great guy, and I love working with him. So it's going to be a great project.
Oh, this is amazing. So what started this project of love? I know you said Jennifer is the producer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the project was really just an indie film that wasn't going to be more than maybe 30 minutes. But thanks to somebody, I don't know if she's in the same corner as you guys, but somebody's great producing work. We got some good equipment, we got some good locations, and she was like, hey, we should just make this a full length. So, without Jennifer, this whole thing wouldn't be possible. She works hard. She's very diligent. She is very persistent. She'll text me about 15 times if I don't answer. So
I'm bossy.
She is. But it wouldn't be done without her. So she's
You're
great.
Strong, forceful.
Yes, I like that. Thank you.
We'll call it the mom mentality.
You know what? It happens. It's like, my husband and I were talking about this yesterday. I said, I don't mean to, but I find myself in charge of things all the time. So Jennifer, you're the same way.
She's very
I am.
alpha.
Hey, and I appreciate that. Like, I really do like it when you say that because it took me a lot of years to get to that point in my life. But yeah, I just, this is going to be an amazing project. And, you know, whenever Taryn brought it to me and offered to, you know, cast me, and then it kind of evolved, and then we just kind of really got to work on it. And the message behind it is really, really powerful. So we want to reach out to as many people as we can to get this message across, because it's very, very important. It's not talked about enough. A lot of people are, you know, they feel ashamed to have depression that they deal with, or PTSD. They're afraid to say it, and we need to talk about it. So we're going to use this as a platform to open that communication up.
I think it's just so timely too, because of all the, you know, people being isolated. And I think many people are dying, our younger people are dying, and our veterans are dying, not from COVID, but from this depression. So thank you for bringing this message out.
Yeah, and just I just want to touch on something too. You know, I'm actually a suicide survivor myself, and it's, you know, one of those things is looking at the numbers and statistics. You know, there was about 5,800 men and women who lost their lives over there, but it doesn't count the 126,000 who lost their lives here due to suicide. You know, that's just veterans alone. And, you know, the numbers, they break down to about 22 veterans a day commit suicide. And it's really stifling just to see, you know, the numbers on paper. And that doesn't include, you know, all the other teenagers and everyone else that's not even a veteran who commit suicide as well. So, you know, bringing awareness is something that's near and dear to all of our hearts.
Yeah, I every day I work with a lot of youth and young adults, so I understand the pressures that are going on. And like you said, and it's a stigma to say I have a depression or I have a problem.
Yeah, and that's like, my grandpa is 87, and he's a Korean War veteran in the Army, and he's 100% disabled, and he won't talk about what happened to him over there. And when he does, you just sit and listen. But he goes to counseling, and you know, he's on medication because, you know, that was years ago, and he still deals with that. So it's very real, very, very real, and it needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
and we have an amazing cast, so I think we're going to convey the message very well. And we have, you know, Taryn, he's a writer, so he's an up and coming filmmaker and writer, and he's going to do amazing things.
So Taryn, what inspired you to write this?
So I think a lot of it was realizing that there are people out there that need help. I know I always, whenever I went through my little depression, and I attempted, one thing that always helped me was movies, watching comedy movies, watching dramas, and, you know, watching them and realizing, you know, there's always a happy ending. And, you know, sure, it's, you know, a movie and it's not realistic, but I really think that if you stick it out, there's always a happy ending, always a silver lining. So movies kind of help me anticipate that happy ending and that silver lining, and I wanted to create something that can give that to others. So it's really great that the project has made as much progress as it has and has become as big as it has. So we can really push this out to people and help them. So.
I think
it's become bigger very quickly.
Yeah, I would say this is something that I think it almost should be required to see in the college campuses, at you know, naval bases, you know, bases of military, because it is something that's important to talk about and address.
And we're definitely doing our part to give back to the community. We are hoping to do a signing of merch and posters and whatever to veterans that have attempted here in Muskogee. We're looking at doing it at the barracks, and it houses veterans who have attempted. And we're hoping to do signings for them, to the people of this town. It's where I'm from. and all the donations, all the earnings will go to the barracks because they're not making anything right now during this whole COVID situation. They can't even house anybody right now. So there's a lot of people out there right now that need a lot of help.
Yeah, I want to talk to Miss Lily for a moment. Miss Lily, how are you doing? So I hear you're a very important person in this movie. How did it feel to be making a movie with these beautiful people? I think that I love your crown.
Hi, Lily.
So I have a question for you. Did you guys all know each other, or did you guys do a casting call for this?
So I knew Lily from, I casted her in a spoof parody of Friday the 13th I was going to do. I knew her from about whenever she was 4.
A long time ago.
Jennifer, I met from a different casting call my old partner and I put out. And Garrett, I met him, you know. Where did I meet you, Garrett? How did that happen?
Crossfire.
Crossfire, that's right, Crossfire. We're doing this film called Crossfire together. And actually, everybody here's on that.
Wow. I think you guys, like, I could see you guys are like a family, not just a movie, you know, putting this together.
And we bicker like one too.
Oh,
That's good. Yeah. And the glue is Lily, right?
Yeah.
exactly.
I would have put it a long time ago for
All
Lily.
together.
Yeah, I wanted to learn more about what you guys are doing because I know you've been doing a lot of promos. So I know you have T-shirts and all those different things because I follow you on Facebook. So I want to make sure we get an opportunity for people to know where to get the merchandise as well as where to see the movie.
So merchandise is all sold on Keyline Magazine's website. We have a link on our Facebook page, which is literally just Hell Week Film. You can look us up, and we have links there to T-shirts. We have multiple T-shirts, a basic one for the film, and then one promoting suicide awareness. And then as far as where this film will be shown, we have a couple ideas for streaming services. And then I think maybe a at-home release would be nice. So we'll see what we can do with that, get some distribution going.
We'd like to go as big as possible.
That's what I like about you, Jennifer. She's already thinking big. She's like, big screen, all over the world.
Block parties. We're
Block
putting
parties,
together for
yeah.
block parties and just
Heck
blast
yeah.
it.
You know, Walmart is now doing this thing where they're just erecting huge screens and just letting people go in the parking lot and watch. So there you go.
There we go.
You should check into it.
We're doing our photo shoot for the film tomorrow, so we'll be getting some good posters up soon.
So fun.
She's excited. I know.
I love photo shoots.
Our official photo shoot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Photo shoots too.
And then what are we going to do afterwards, Lily?
Have pizza and play.
Yeah.
I know that because my mom told me.
Oh.
I wish I was able to go. I don't live close enough. I'm
I
bummed.
think we're gonna rehearse one of the scenes where I throw Spencer into the pool too.
Oh,
We'll have to
Yeah.
put that on a blooper reel too.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm sure it'll be good.
I did a couple times.
I definitely want to have you guys come back on again too, because I think this is an important message. And if you guys could, I know that sometimes in the past, now who was your editor? Who did all the editing and putting it together?
For who's our editor on Hell Week?
Yeah.
His name is Tristan Reed. He's our main editor right now. We also have a man named Derek Mahensi, I think is his name, and he is he runs a news station down in Weatherford, Oklahoma. They are currently our video editors.
Nice. Because maybe we could do is we could put some clips on my YouTube as well, and that way we can kind of like tease people, and then they'll want to see more.
Oh yeah.
Them?
Good idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
what I've
love
done with other. I've done that with other shows too. They've edited it in for me. I don't edit. I'm not an editor, but other people have edited for me, and it worked out really well for them.
Garrett and I were talking about, or I pitched the idea to Garrett of him putting me through some pretty intense military workouts. You know, not too intense. You know, just let's put a little bit of a boundary on that. You know, but doing some military workouts with Garrett, some intense workouts. You know, get out there a little bit.
Yeah, we'll break you in.
You know what I'm thinking, Garrett? We could start like a workout with Garrett. You know, and do something because I have to lose some weight. This will be like.
Yeah, if you're into CrossFit, I can take care of you.
I've never done it, so you're gonna have to show me. So there you go. We can start a video series on that.
I'm not a trainer though.
That's okay. I'm not an athlete. So it'll work out perfect.
Go.
Yeah. So on a personal note, both Taryn and Garrett both said you've experienced those suicidal tendencies, and you both survived. What message do you have for others who feel like there may be no hope? But
Yeah, you go first on that one.
Well, being in that position many times, there really isn't any hope. Nothing anybody can say or do can pull us out of that. We have to be the ones to make the choice to pull us out. And, the only thing that really helped me, and I finally realized it, was someone just being there. Not necessarily talking to me, not necessarily trying to fix my problems, but just being there with me brought me to a place to where, they're spending their time with me. Obviously I matter if they're gonna sit here and spend time with me. They could be off just watching TV or just doing whatever. Someone just present. That's the one thing that dug me out of that deep hole.
That's an important message. I think people tend to want to fix instead of just being present. And I think that's so important. So thank you for sharing that message.
Not a problem.
You have anything else to add, Taryn?
I would just say, too, just realize who is there. Don't take anybody for granted. It's easy to look past those who are there and look at those that are against you. I know I took a year off my life, just self-loathing, really. And this film focuses on that part of my life instead of looking at those who were there for me and those who really wanted to help me, making the good guys look like the enemies. So just realize who's there for you and never take them for granted.
Yeah. And Jennifer, is this now your passion to become a filmmaker?
I'm pretty passionate about anything that I do, really. But yes, this is where my where it truly lies. Like I get set on something and I just want to make it great, and I want to get the message across. Because Garrett and Taryn, I also struggle with depression and anxiety, and I've lived through hell, and I've had tendencies as well, and it's rough. It is rough. So my outlet is helping people and making other people feel good, and just doing, work. This is my dream job, and I get to live it every single day with the people that I love, my friends, and if I can just reach one person and help them, through a dark place, then my life is great. So I have this favorite meme that I'm going to share with you guys real quick. It's not a meme, it's just a little picture thing. And it says, "And if you cannot find your way out of the darkness, I will sit there with you and show you the stars." And I can't tell you how many people I've shared that with that are going through really dark times, because I know a lot right now. So yeah, like Taryn said, we just need to be there for each other and stop being hateful because you don't know what the other person is going through. It's just life is crazy right now, and we don't want to isolate people that are already isolated and struggling as it is. We just want to be there for each other. So, you know, I'm very passionate about this.
I can tell, and it's so important. Now, Miss Lily, have you always wanted to be an actress?
Yes.
Yes. So when was what was the first thing you did as an actress? I kind of lost her here.
Wow.
Do you like working with Taryn and Garrett? Which one?
The waitress?
Oh. Do you like acting?
Yes.
Yes.
I never trained my voice until I was like 5 years old.
How do you study your lines? Does mommy help you?
Mommy helps me. And I know.
She's so cute.
I thought she was gonna sing us a song.
Yeah, I know it's really bad because I don't know if it's because there's all of us on here, but a little bit of a lag. But we'll make it work.
Lily has some really supportive and sweet parents.
That's good.
Lily's like, I'm never going to sleep ever.
Yeah. So I love the fact that you guys are doing a film and you don't have to wait and say, oh, I have to do this in Hollywood. And I think that's one of the greatest things that's going on right now is that people can be grassroots and start movements like this. So that I commend you guys, all of you. This is amazing.
Yeah, and the film industry in Oklahoma right now is really big. The film and music industry, because we have our rebates now, and so a lot of productions film here. So, but yeah,
they actually just had a legislation. I don't know if they passed it all completely yet or if it went up. But basically, they're raising the $8 million rebate to a $50 million tax incentive here in Oklahoma. So that is trying to draw in new filmmakers as well. Just with the state rep and him describing everything, the oil industry is leaving Oklahoma, no matter how you look at it. They need to replace it with some type of industry. This guy's like, you know what? Let's make movies. And so he's building the incentive for filmmakers. He's pushing, aspiring filmmakers, like Spencer and some of the other people we work with. And, giving us the opportunity to finally get our voices heard, over the resounding voice of Hollywood. So, this is a huge opportunity for everyone.
I think it's great because, first of all, Oklahoma's got a lot of large, like you said, space and a lot of diversity of locations. It's a perfect opportunity for you guys. I think I love it. I'm gonna have to go visit once this COVID's done. I'm heading to Oklahoma.
Good. Yeah, we'd love to have you.
I would love to come and see you guys.
Yep, come hang out with us.
I definitely want to. I want to be part of your next film.
Let's do it.
Yeah, cast me in something, okay?
Let's do it. Yes.
I won't be as cute as Lily, but I will try.
It's okay. You can take Garrett's role.
Oh.
We'll make a few tweaks.
Yeah. So I wanted of each of you guys to just share one thing that you want people to get out of the movie. I would really appreciate it. So I'm going to start with Garrett, and then we'll just kind of go Garrett, then Jennifer, Lily, and then we'll end up with Taryn. Does that sound good?
All right. So basically, the one thing I want people to get out of this is no matter how much of a badass you are, there is a soft side to you. And, they genuinely care and love for people no matter what you've been through in the walks of your life.
Sounds good. Jennifer?
Yep, same thing. Just, you know, to know that you're not alone and that you're not the only person that's going through dark places in your life, and that there are other people that care and that are surrounding you. And sometimes, you know, when you're in that dark place, you can't see those people, and it feels like you're alone. So, yeah, I think that we need to get the message out. Just, you know, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to get help. It's okay to acknowledge that you need help.
Miss Lily, what do you want people to know?
I don't know. Maybe don't know.
Well, thank you, Lily, for being here. Oh, we're almost out of time, so we gotta. And Taryn?
So I just want something that can make people laugh. Really just make people laugh, enjoy themselves. Give them that ending that makes them think, you know, it's worth it to stick around for another day, another week, another month, year, whatever. Just something to make people realize that there is happy endings in life. And if some kid that sits on his couch and smokes pot all day can get it, then so can they.
I love it. So we're running out of time because we have a multiple Zoom. I'm on a limited time here, but this has been amazing. It was not long, but powerful. So thank you all for being here. And you can reach out to bye, sweetheart. You can reach out and find Howick, and I will send it to you. Oh, you can watch my video on One Non-Blonde Podcast on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And I will be sending out links to share this movie as well as the merchandise. Thank you guys, and as always, stay real. God bless.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
You're welcome.